Coming up, Tzu Chi volunteers in South Africa hold winter distributions in 6 schools in Bloemfontein. And Tainan Tzu Chi volunteers celebrate Father's Day with the centenarian care recipients. Welcome to the Headlines. I'm Wendy Chen. Thank you for joining us. First up, in South Africa, as nighttime temperature falls below zero in Bloemfontein, Tzu Chi volunteers and local volunteers visited 6 different schools in various areas to hold winter aid distributions in hopes of helping the students and their families through this cold winter. Though the sun is shining bright during daytime here in Bloemfontein, however, the temperature is only below 10 degrees Celsius, making nighttime even more unbearable for the needy. Tzu Chi volunteers hold distributions, not only handing out rice but also warm clothing.
Education is highly important for these little ones at the moment, which we wish that they would, with this course that we give them to them, we wish that they can study hard and always have a good thought and always speak a good word.
Among the 16 volunteers in Bloemfontein who set out to hold winter distributions, half are local volunteers. They visited 6 schools in 4 days and even walked 2 hours to get to Antam Primary School, which is the furthest away.
Happy all and with the parents together. So we are finished because why? We have done our job. So we know we give them love.
To thank Tzu Chi Foundation, I say Amitoba for our children and the parents.
Saying Amitabha to express their gratitude, the children know they are not alone with Tzu Chi volunteers by their side.
We just say, if you're feeling our love, please spread your love to everyone.
Changes just as we do for me.
Tzu Chi volunteers hope to reach every dark corner of society with their love and care. Moving to the Philippines, team members organized an ophthalmology free clinic to help 46 patients treat their eye problems. This time around, teachers and students of the School of Medicine at Tzu Chi University in Taiwan also joined the event. The experience not only offered the students inspiration, but also left them more committed than ever to their medical career.
52-year-old Leo De Gallio has suffered from cataracts for 13 years. His poor vision has left him unable to support his family or afford cataract surgery. Thanks to Tzu Chi's free clinic, however, he now has a chance to get treatment on his eyes.
I'm very happy that my vision can recover. I want to get a job and make money to support my family. I want my children to finish their studies so that they can get decent jobs.
Following the successful cataract surgery offered by team members, Leo De Gallio and his wife gratefully donated their spare change as a way to reciprocate Tzu Chi's love and care.
I'm very happy to make a donation to help the less fortunate. I believe that Tzu Chi will make good use of it to help more people. Thank you, Tzu Chi. Without your help, I would have never been able to see again.
Undergoing cataract surgery is also Rodolfo. Now being able to see, he says he's finally able to walk around freely and joins others to help more people like him.
My donation may not be much, but I'm happy that I can help other people.
As part of their regular ophthalmological free clinic, team members in the Philippines helped 46 patients undergo cataract surgery. This medical service was also joined by teaching staff and medical students from Taiwan's Tzu Chi University.
Nowadays, a variety of medical disciplines need doctors. As a medical student, we should try to fill in wherever needed. Instead of practicing easier medical disciplines, we should try our best to help more needy people.
Seeing that the ripple of blood that rose from the free clinic, the governor of Compostela Valley was so moved that he donated $1,400 as a way to mark his 61st birthday.
In Taiwan, Liang Wei-han from Indonesia has been suffering elephantiasis for the past 19 years. With the help of Indonesia Tzu Chi volunteers, Liang and his mother have arrived at the Hualien Tzu Chi Hospital for treatment. On August 6, Liang underwent his first surgery, conducted by the director of plastic surgery department, Li Junda, and 6 other doctors.
Today, with the support of his mother and Hualien Tzu Chi volunteers, Liang Wei-han from Indonesia is undergoing his first surgery to remove the excessive lymphedema in his leg.
The excessive lymphedema on Liang's right leg weighs about 65 kilograms, and 2/3 of it is in its scalp. This is a big surgery.
Liang Weihan's legs were first placed in the water tank. Using the difference in water level, doctors were able to get an accurate measurement of the weight of his legs. The results show that the weight of Liang's right leg is 15 times heavier than his left leg.
We hope that after the surgery he can see a significant difference. After the surgery, we will know exactly the amount of lymphedema we removed from his leg.
This time, the surgery is conducted by the director of the plastic surgery department and 6 other doctors. Through their teamwork, this group of medical staff is determined to give Liang a chance at a normal life.
He might lose a lot of blood during the surgery, so we need to be extra careful to prevent him from going into shock.
After the first surgery, 45.5 kilograms of excessive lymphedema was removed from Liang's leg. The doctors also perform a skin graft, and as soon as the skin grows back, the medical team will perform the second phase of the surgery on Liang's thigh.
As Taiwan's Chiayi County has the oldest population in the country, with 1 out of every 5 being a senior, the Chiayi County Health Bureau has teamed up with the National Zhongzheng University's Communication Department to launch a set of mobile health promotion vehicles that travel to local villages, taking health awareness to the seniors there. Even as youth slowly leave these villages for the cities, the seniors can have peace of mind knowing that their health is still being looked after. Here's more.
What is going on here that has Xingang Township residents so fascinated? Dancing to songs followed by karaoke performances, this is an atypical health awareness event organized by the Chiayi County Health Bureau.
What are kidney stones? They are like little pebbles in your kidneys. If those stones can be released from your system, it's good. If not, then they will have you racked with pain.
Using a common language which speaks out to seniors, Lu Hongyi is a communications associate professor at Zhongzheng University and enjoys using performance art and interactive games to spread a message. Whether or not the elderly fully understand what is being said on stage, everyone, however, still indulges in the fun and entertainment.
We have to eat more vegetables, eat less, and drink plenty of water.
I'm usually home by myself, so it gets quite boring.
Grandma Ling, who is in her 70s, lives alone, and her days are filled with listening to the radio. However, her heart is filled with longing.
My partner has been living at their nursing home for some 10 years now. I am always thinking of him.
As this bustling atmosphere doesn't come often, despite being somewhat uneasy behind the camera, these seniors share a rare smile.
They are just like my own parents. If I can spend an evening with them and let them know that they are not alone, then it's all worthwhile. And they will say to me, "Teacher, you are so much fun to be around. You are just like our own child."
These health awareness events have been organized 13 times this year already, and they actually serve an important purpose.
Chiayi County has the oldest population in the country. Many companies often take advantage of senior citizens where they misguide them with false information regarding their health.
As Taiwan's population gets older, it is only through collective effort and the pooling of resources that we can provide seniors with proper care in the days ahead.
Staying in Taiwan on August 3rd, the Tzu Chi Policemen's Welfare Association organized an event at the Tzu Chi Shuanghe Liaison Office where police officers had a chance to join their children in fun and educational activities, thereby building a closer relationship with their kids. Let's take a look.
Making dumplings together and joining in a game of spelling genes aphorisms are police officers and their children. Here at the Shuanghe Liaison Office, the Tzu Chi Policemen's Welfare Association has organized a series of activities in order to foster family bonds.
Today, everyone had a good time. They were reluctant to finish each activity because each one was so interesting. We designed these fun and educational activities, hoping to give families a chance to improve their parents-child relationship.
The games and activities not only bring the families of these policemen closer, but also give the police officers a chance to relieve their stress from work.
These police officers and firefighters are often busy at work and suffer from workplace pressure, so they have relatively less time to accompany their family. That's why we organized this event.
Tzu Chi volunteers also put on the performances of Vow to Action and Fulfill My Dream for the participants. Among the onstage volunteers is Yang Qilin, who despite being apoplectic, still took to the stage as usual.
As you all know, 1 minute on stage takes 10 years of practice. My brother tries his best to practice. He never gives up on himself because of his illness. His perseverance really moves me.
As the Father's Day event ends on the perfect note, the policemen are fully recharged and ready to continue their work of safeguarding the general public.
As today marks Taiwan's Father's Day, we'd like to wish all the dads a happy Father's Day. Prior to the occasion, volunteers in Tainan's Yongkang district held a special celebration for 100-year-old senior Chen, who also happens to be a Tzu Chi care recipient. Chen's daughter says, thanks to Tzu Chi's help, she has been able to better care for her parents.
Putting on a performance of a Taiwanese opera for Grandfather Chen are Tzu Chi volunteers who are here to help the centenarian celebrate Father's Day a bit early.
I want to thank Tzu Chi for their help. We are so thankful and lucky to have your help so that I can continue to spend quality time with my father and mother.
Every month we will arrive for a visit. His daughter is very filial. Every day she cares for her father, who is 100, and her mother, who is 96.
With a cake and song, volunteers wish Grandfather Chen a very happy Father's Day. His daughter says that it is appropriate that volunteers are here, as both she and her father consider volunteers as family, and hope they will continue to be around in the days and months ahead.
As Tzu Chi continues to promote the concept of filial piety to the general public, a sign language musical of the Sutra Profound Gratitude to Parents took place at the Taipei City Hall last weekend. Thanks to the inspiring performance of the onstage volunteers, many audience members were deeply moved and had a chance to reflect on their past behaviors. Next, we take you behind the scenes to see the hard work of these onstage volunteers.
Venerable Jianzhen's determination to propagate Buddhism in the East remained undeterred in the face of strong winds and stormy seas, while a mother's endurance of hardship during her 10-month pregnancy is all in the love of her child.
Each time I watch it, I tear up. It reminds me of my father, who also suddenly passed away. So I think we should fulfill our filial duties while our parents are still with us.
Each movement in sync is the result of the long hours of hard work and practice. There were setbacks and there was toil. However, for these onstage volunteers, it has been a spiritual journey as well.
We often won't be able to see our own actions, so many brothers and sisters would often give us suggestions and guidance. Ultimately, we are also practicing tolerance for the success of the whole group and for an amazing performance.
I noticed that he was still a bit rigid during the rehearsal, but I could see his willingness to learn and his determined attitude.
I rehearsed over and over, and the Tzu Chi aunts and uncles organized extra sessions for us so that we could have more practice.
The Those who partook in the performance were mainly local community members. Each one worked hard to memorize the sutra and to portray their part. In order to actualize Dharma, the emphasis lies not in one's theatrical skills, but rather in realizing the Dharma in your heart.
Prior to the beginning of the 7th lunar month, Tzu Chi volunteers all around Taiwan were promoting the practice of not burning just paper and not using animal offerings. In northern Taiwan, Tzu Chi volunteers took to the streets to spread their message, while their counterparts in Penghu visited the local land office to promote environmentalism. But first, we join volunteers in Jiayi as they hold a blessing ceremony to celebrate this auspicious month. Here at Taiwan's Jiayi, Tzu Chi volunteers put on a short skits to spread the message of not burning just paper and not using animal offerings during the 7th lunar month. A doctor is also on site to share how the wrong diet can lead to gout.
I
will tell my mom to refrain from eating meat and that she should eat more vegetables as well, which are healthier for us.
When we make our offerings, I won't burn just paper and will use vegetarian dishes instead. Tzu Chi volunteers also lead participants in a prayer and encourage them to form good affinities with all sentient beings in the 7th lunar month. In Taipei, Tzu Chi volunteers promote the same message around the exits of metro stations. Meanwhile, their counterparts in Banqiao also take to the street to spread the same message. Some concur, while others disagree. Tzu Chi volunteers also invite passers-by to take part in the blessing ceremony.
Join us in refraining from burning just paper for our future generations.
As volunteers walk through a busy market, a store owner shows her support by joining their ranks. By making offerings, we show gratitude to our ancestors. We don't need to burn just paper, that's a waste. On the offshore island of Penghu, Tzu Chi volunteers arrive at a local land office to spread the same message through a video clip and also teach staff members ways to make enzymes with fruit peels.
We spoke to 20 staff, and as long as we change one of them, we will have one more positive force to work with.
By making a change to our habits, the world will be a better place. According to the Council of Labour Affairs, discrimination against age accounts for a high percentage of discrimination cases in Taiwan. Although the Employment Service Act states that employers are not allowed to use age as a qualification for jobs, in reality, age has been the main factor in recruiting employees. Next, we meet Zhao Linghui, who found a second career after being a victim of workplace discrimination.
I sent my resume to many companies but have not received feedback. My husband is a taxi driver and he told me that since I already have a driver's license, why not sign up to become a taxi driver too?
This is 46-year-old Zhao Linghui, who worked in the department store for more than 10 years. Zhao never knew that one day she would lose her job and have to become a taxi driver.
I had a surgery to remove my uterus and needed to rest for quite some time, so I had to quit my job. After I recovered from my sickness, I couldn't find a job. I realized that nowadays department stores like to hire young girls.
Before becoming a taxi driver, Zhao Linghui and her husband opened a pet-friendly restaurant. However, the restaurant closed down in less than a year. Soon after, with her husband's support, Zhao decided to become a taxi driver.
Hello, Mrs. Tao. Was it you that called? Where are you going today?
At first, the job as a taxi driver was not easy for Zhao because she was not familiar with the roads around the city and was afraid to socialize with others.
I once met a customer that told me that I shouldn't be driving a taxi because it is a job for old people or those who have retired. She told me that I could go find a better job. The way she said it wasn't nice and it was really mean.
Facing pressure from society, Zhao Linghui was once lost and couldn't find value of her life. Luckily, with her husband's encouragement, Zhao Linghui passed the tour guide license exam. Now, with the license in hand, Zhao has slowly expanded her career. Other than working as a taxi driver, Zhao also sells homemade baked goods, a skill that she learned from running the pet-friendly restaurant. Slowly, Zhao Linghui found new purpose in life.
Before, when she worked in a department store, she always said that she was tired. However, after she became a taxi driver, every day after she comes home, she will tell me what kind of customers she made. Our lifestyle has changed completely.
When I am driving around the city, sometimes I will see new stores and I will happily tell myself that I will visit them one day. Nowadays, people call these little happy moments little happiness.
With a change in mindset, driving taxis, a career that was said to be a stepping stone, has become a successful second career for Zhao Linghui and her husband.
In Indonesia, Idul Fitr, which falls on today, is similar to the Chinese New Year celebrations in Taiwan and China, where many will travel home to spend the holiday with their families. As a result, train stations in larger cities will experience bigger crowds than usual. In order to safeguard the health of the elderly or children while traveling, the Indonesian government and Tzu Chi have set up rest areas inside train stations and are standing by to help ailing passengers on their journey home.
A few days before Eid al-Fitr, the train stations in Indonesia are packed with people heading home to celebrate with family members, much like the Lunar New Year's activities in Taiwan. In order to safeguard the health of its citizens, local government officials and community organizations like Tzu Chi have set up rest areas inside larger train stations for travelers to take a break while on the move.
Our main goal is to help those residents traveling home in case they need medical services. We have a Tzu Chi ambulance on standby.
Crowds of people and long travel times can often cause the elderly to fall sick. Besides doctors, there are also volunteers assisting with taking blood pressure measurements.
The service is great. I really need medical help because I suffer from back problems, and during my travels home, I need medicine to help me get through. Actually, now my back is already hurting.
I think this service is very helpful, as when we travel with children, they are bound to fall sick, whether it's as simple as getting car sick or something else. So it's very useful to have this rest station.
By providing these health checkpoints, the government and Tzu Chi volunteers hope residents can get to their destination safely and have a happy Eid al-Fitr.
We go to the United States at the end of the show, where students from various city educational institutes have been on an exchange trip to California for over 2 weeks now. The students' English ability has improved through visiting different schools in the US and also through taking part in different activities. We'll leave you with these images. Thank you for tuning in. Goodbye.